Welcome back, guys. VenomBlade here with Epic 7. Today, guys, I'm going to do a little bit of arena fighting. Just to show you how strong Yufine actually is. Mine's only on 82 crit chance, so if you add that along with this one, the Hell Cutter, so after a few turns and the enemy turns, that crit chance has gone up by quite a significant amount. So when you pair that up with the 82% chance to crit, it's actually quite a high chance to crit. I've seen other players with 3,900 attack, and their critical hit damage here is about 310 or so. So there's definitely better builds out there, but this is my build for Yufine anyway. So I've built her entirely on the attack set and the critical, obviously, to keep that up, and my necklace here gives me that 65% extra critical damage. So how these people get like over 300% crit damage is really amazes me. But this is what I've got anyway. So this critical chance weapon, so actually has critical damage plus 20%, attack 10% here, and an extra little bit of critical chance there. That's all I really need. 1, 2, 3. These stats here. Yufine could be slow because I put onto a slow team. Otherwise, I tag her along with Sid and Ruzid. Not Sid, sorry. Tag her along with Shuri and Ruzid. So she gets that speed back anyway. She gets boosted up to the top. So even without the speed, she still will get in at least one turn before the enemies will get a turn. That's if your Ruzid's fast enough. All I'm really basically going for is attack, critical chance, and critical hit damage. Trying to get those as high as possible. If it's their speed as well, then that's even better. So that this helmet here is actually perfect. These are the stats I really want. This one down here, again, it's got speed, crit damage plus 17%, which is awesome, and then the crit hit chance is a bit low, but you know, I maxed it out and it's got into critical damage here and nothing else, but for some reason it's really low. Maybe I've got 1 into speed actually, so I got 1 into speed and maybe 1 to, I think that might be 3 into critical damage here, because it's only level 70, it doesn't actually go up that high, and that's the problem here. So I could switch this item up. You know, this one's actually pretty low as well. I don't know why this attack 7% actually looks really low. It's got a lot of crit chance and crit damage, but that attack is quite low in my opinion. So if you look at the main stats on this one, it gives 65% extra critical damage, so that's really good for my damage there. The critical hit chance, I've got 10% onto there as well. And then the rest of these two are crap. So if I do find another 85, well, this is a level 65 item, but like everybody said, it's like a bugged item for some reason. It's level 65, but it's got like level 85 stats here on the main stat anyway. So it's a 65% there and 10% to a crit chance. And when we look at the ring, we go on to a level 71 item, and it only goes up to attack 50%. That could be higher. So if I get myself a different sword, I could, if it's like level 85, I could get that attack up to maybe 65 or 60. I think 60 is probably the higher one. Highest one I can get anyway, unless you get level 88. But if I get that to attack 60, so that attack will be boosted up even further. And then obviously for the sub stats, if it wasn't so much into this 20% HP here, if it was more into attack damage or critical chance, that would have been much better. But that's what I'm left with anyway for the time being for the ring. And then the boots I've got for a little bit of speed. So after I've done my S3, I got a better build up before I get my next attack in. So I could actually swap this out for attack set. I'm sorry, attack main instead, and that would have boosted my attack up to maybe 3,500. I can get it probably to. But it's actually quite good boots in my opinion, because it gives a little bit of effectiveness, even though it's 5%. That's the only one I've got there. So she's never getting that critical, that defense down on her S1 anyway. Effect resistance I don't really need. Critical chance 9% there, and attack almost 20%. So that's why I kept this boots anyway. So the boots I can actually change up for, and the armor set I can actually change up for as well. There's definitely room for improvement. This one, if I do get a level 85 necklace and it does give critical hit damage, I could swap it out for this one instead, because that critical hit chance there, that could have been better with maybe attack set or something else anyway. Study it hard, this is what I've got for my Yufine. So 158 speed is actually still a bit low on the speed, but she's got enough speed to hang in there. If she's on a defense team, she doesn't need to be too fast anyway. She just needs to recover herself and get that S3 up as fast as possible. Another thing I was going to show you guys is the molagaras into her skills. So she has been leveled up. Here we go. This S3 has been leveled up to the maximum, so the cooldown is only 4 turns. And obviously if she soul burns as well, it means that she gets an extra turn after this one, so it reduces that down to 3 turns afterwards. And definitely you need her to get that S3 up as quick as possible, because that definitely kind of one-shots nearly almost anything. Her S1 I haven't actually put in too much onto. I'm trying to build this up as well, because you know, with the effect chance down here and the extra effect chance, you can go up to 50% chance to decrease enemy defense, as well as she gives 1, 2, 3, that's 20 extra damage, 20% extra damage anyway onto her S1. So her S1 can actually slaughter quite a lot of stuff, as well as her S3, because she does hit quite hard with S1 as well. And then her S2 hits all enemies, and I think it actually does enough damage, you know? Like in arena, I'm doing almost, well, I'll show you a bit later on anyway, but I'm doing almost like 20k, hitting the enemy for 20k HP. If they haven't got like an Aureus on, and it's like, you know, just a normal tank with like immunity buff, or it's a healer with like high defense, high HP, I'm hitting almost about 15,000 to 20,000, so most of the times I can actually destroy a unit off by herself anyway. But I'm doing that sort of insane damage with Yufine, and on this one, the AoE attack, so it has a 40% chance to silence. You can obviously increase that with molagaras to 50% again, and then the cooldown, you can bring that down to 4 turns instead. But this skill here is actually hitting for about 4,000 to 5,000 damage. I actually noticed when I was playing in the arena. So 4 to 5,000 damage to every single character on the enemy team is actually pretty high, I'd say. I mean, even if they were going to buff her and they were going to buff this S2, I'm not sure how they're going to buff this S2, to be honest. It's actually, it doesn't need buffing, but they're going to do it anyway, so she's going to be even stronger than before. But that's my lineup anyway. I haven't got anything into S2. I might, I don't think I need anything into that one. I might put it into this one just for that 1 turn cooldown, because it does increase attack and increases the speed of the caster, so it's kind of like Sid's S1, where he kind of gets that speed buff, you know. So it's going to be even faster for her to get that 3 turns, or that 4 turns back into play anyway, to get that S3 up. So anyways, I'm going to test it out for you guys and show you. Let's go against this team here. So I think Arbiter Vildred, because he has a revive, an auto revive, he's not going to die. But I'm going to show you my defensive team anyway. So what I usually do is got a Luna there instead. What I usually do is I put it in this team here with Violet. So Violet usually takes out any sort of Dizzy comps, along with Destina or Montmorency. They definitely can take out Dizzy comps quite easily. And I've got Sea Arm in here just for the immunity buff that she gives. And well, obviously her S2 as well, which reduces critical hit damage. So we start off a normal battle, we wait for round 2. So like in Guild Wars, guys, we wait for round 2. Bing, boom, boom, boom. So they're not going to do too much damage. So the only real DPS that they actually have is a Vildred. And wow, I think we might actually lose this. Oh wow, okay. That's the Yufine. That's the Yufine showcase that I was going to show you guys.
Show you how a hero does things.
I will destroy everything. Slowly.
Lord, not my face.
In the light.
Hero does things. I'll show you how a hero does things. Be grateful that you get to fight me.
Alright, we're back in, guys. Okay, so that was the best showcase ever, you know. Best showcase of Yufine confirmed. Alright, okay, so we're going to go on to... I could actually try out on this Corvus, but I don't think I could take out this Corvus just yet. I need to use Luna on this team just to take out this guy here. But I'm going to go for this team here, actually. Let's go for this fun team. What? Let's go for this fun team here. So we got a tank, Dizzy, and Bellona. So two AoEs along with 2 tanks. Let's see how this one bodes. So hopefully Yufine doesn't get one-shotted, and I get to do something with her, please. So here we go. So we're gonna wait for turn 2 again. So again, Dizzy goes with the, not Dizzy goes with the weapon, but she goes first anyway instead of Bellona. Boom, and then we get Bellona to go past the big eyeball. Yeah, Bellona doesn't really stand a chance against these, wow, why is it so laggy? She doesn't really stand a chance against these, like, big, heavy, tanky teams. She doesn't do enough damage. She's not supposed to be a damage dealer anyway, she's supposed to be like, kind of like support. But, you know, I just don't know, I can't lose against SS Bellona with this team anyway, this team lineup. But anyways, here we go. So what I'm going to do, guys, I haven't got an attack buff, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to for the Scream. This will take away that little skill nullifier as well on everybody. So again, so it's kind of OP how Yufine has an AoE as well, which knocks out all that crap. Wow, you get another turn as well. Just when you stop attacking me. So it'd be good if my Violet has a chance to go, and so he can get this little apple up. And then he can, let's work on, who am I going to work on? So I'm going to go use Yufine on one of these tanks anyway. I'll probably go on Charles and take him out straight away. So I'm going to go with A Villager to S3 on SS Bellona. You can probably do a lot of damage to Charles anyway as well. So that's the problem with SS Bellona. She seems to do a lot of damage to her own team members. That's a big no-no, but you know, it's kind of like Orius. Yufine, do not die, please. Please, Yufine, do not die. For the sake of this video, do not die. I'm scared my volume is too high on this Method 7. Okay, so Yufine's not going to die because she's still got invulnerability and immunity. So this team's really fast. You can see that it's countering everything, and they're like, you know, they're shooting bullets out from their buttocks. Alright, so Yufine can finally get a turn. So she hasn't got an attack buff for some reason. Where's my attack buff? Has it been dispelled? I might have been dispelled by someone. But okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on ML Cecilia instead. So here we go, S3 on ML Cecilia because she has enough HP. So I'm going to go, if you guys looked at the HP bar, so you can actually rewind on this video and look at how much HP the ML Cecilia has. But I go on her anyway, so she does have a buff, which is that attack buff on her. So my attack is actually doing 50% more damage than normal. And that's the good thing about Yufine, is that the enemy on PvP usually has a buff on. Not whether it's like a shield or something, like this attack buff, or there's a shield. The shield counts as a buff as well, I think. I think it does actually count as a buff as well. So even if Yufine just has an enemy with just a barrier, I think it does apply that 50% extra damage as well. So I'm going to have to take out this Bellona straight away. Once she's out of the picture, I'm only left with Charles, which is an easy win from here. Especially if you get provoked by Armin. So I have actually got this team set up, well, without Yufine. I've got this team set up on my defense. Yufine there I usually put in a tank of some sort. But I've got 2 healers on there at the moment, but you don't usually put in Yufine because when you do, other people sort of play against your team, they usually go hard against Yufine anyway. So I'm going to put one more round. I do have one more flag, and I'll show you one more time how much damage Yufine usually does. So this team down here is pretty easy. There's not much damage in there altogether. There's no heal as well. It's only got ML Bar and Dizzy, which is really easy countered by Destina or Montmorency. So I'm actually scared that Baal will do the sleep on Destina. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Montmorency. Where is she? Rather than Destina. So Destina's only got immunity, but her effect resistance is actually quite low. And in that case, usually she gets put to sleep by ML Baal. So you see ML Baal there is second to last in terms of speed, and that's so that Dizzy can get her debuff off. Sorry, her dispel off, and then ML Baal can kick in with the. Well, actually, I don't know why. I don't know why Dizzy went first instead of ML Baal. So it doesn't wake them up, I guess. I think that's the reason. So, like this, ML Baal just puts Montmorency to sleep, and then they get like a full turn afterwards to go as well. So, let's see if I can try and. I can't even attack my own players. Come on, attack her. I'll probably kill her actually if I attacked her. So what I'm going to go is go on Dizzy. Alright, so she's asleep. And now I can put the immunity buff, invincibility, sorry, on the whole team. So definitely, this is a team which is trying to prolong everything. It's not trying to kill me straight out. It's trying to wait out the time. So that's a little bit annoying how Yufine's got so many debuffs on her. And Montmorency only cleanses 2 of them.
I know I'm beautiful.
So let's go with chopping her. So I did actually get the crit off, so Dizzy's automatically dead here.
Is that all you can do?
See, is that S2 again? How did he get S2 so quick? Are you kidding me? No way, what was that? He didn't have any cooldown. Wait, what happened there? Where am I? What happened? He's supposed to have 2-turn cooldown. Why doesn't... What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused, guys. What happened there? Right, so I'm going to go with S2 first. I'm going to kind of get off all this crap here. Get all those skill nullifiers, and then I'm going to go with healing myself as normal, Montmorency. So that S2 doesn't really do too much healing, in my opinion. But they didn't want to make her too overpowered, so... Right, so let's test out this. So we got attack buff and speed buff as well. So I'm going to go straight on to this ML Baal and take him out straight away. Before he sleeps me again. Okay, so that's 18,000 damage. Was there an Aureus on her? I think there was an Aureus on her, so it's like... That's including the Aureus anyway. Let me just attack the end. Yeah, so there is an Aureus as well from her, so she is reducing some of the damage. So 18,000 done to ML Baal is actually a lot of damage in my opinion. If you took off her Aureus as well, that's what is it? How much percentage does she take off? But that's a lot of damage, as well as he had a barrier as well, so some of the damage has gone off that as well. So you're looking probably about 26 maybe or 27,000 damage that I did to Baal right there. I can't really tell and can't really calculate specifically pinpoint how much damage I did to him, but it's a random guess that it could be about 26 to 27,000. Alright, so what I like about Montmorency is her CD is actually really low. On all her skills is actually really low. Alright, so I'm just going to finish this one off. Hopefully I get a crit, otherwise it's going to be a bit longer than normal. No, no crit. Right, she's provoked though.
My past, regrets, and hesitation. I'll sever everything with this.
So in my honest opinion, should you build Yufine? I think she's definitely worth building. I've subbed her for a long time, you know, I put her on the bench for a long time because my equipment wasn't very good back then and it didn't show up as her doing too much damage. It's one of those things where you kind of like, you get put off if you're if your unit's not doing too much, and you obviously put like your best equipment on there, or try to put her up with as high damage as possible, and then you know when you attack in battle and it doesn't shine through, you kind of get a bit disappointed, and you're kind of like, oh no, I'll just bench her, I'll use somebody else instead. You know, I was building Sid at the time, so he was my single target DPS. He still is at the moment, actually. I think he does. If you're not against tanks as such, he does more damage than Yufine with that burn and S3. Sid can do more damage than Yufine, but if you're talking about tanks with lots of buffs on, there's like the barrier on and defense up, then Yufine's your answer. Okay, so again, like there's 4 turns here. What you do is you go onto the burn and S3, and so this has got no Aureus. This is just full HP and full defense on a tank right there. It did 10,000 damage, which is a bit low for some reason. Maybe she was like really tanky or something, not sure. But anyways, that was Yufine for you. Yeah, so in my honest opinion, guys, should you build Yufine or not? Yes, definitely go on to putting some of the really strong items that you have, like attack, critical chance, and critical damage onto Yufine. Okay, so speed, you know, like you saw a minute ago, there's 158 speed on that Yufine, but you know, she's never going to be fast enough. She's not going to outspeed sort of like Baiken and that kind of stuff. If you're talking about you wanting to have one shot, like a one-shot Yufine, you want to get that attack and critical damage as high as possible. And then the speed, you're going to have to build a team around her. So maybe like a Ruzit to build up that push, well, that CR and increase her speed. And then maybe have, you know, DN as well to increase the attack. And that's what you want to do to get her into position anyway. So you don't want to invest too much speed into Yufine. You want to go into making her that one-shot tank that you really want. Okay, so her S3 actually takes a while to build up. It's like 4 turns, but you know, it's not one of those really high ones like Corvus's S3, but you know, it's still quite high. That 4 turns can actually come round quite slow. If you're working on like a tank team like mine without a speed booster, then that S3 comes round every 4 turns. Seems like, you know, an eternity. You know, the enemy might have gone like millions of turns before you, but as long as you're getting that Yufine with that massive damage to take out one of their units straight away, then that's what you want to build, and that's what I recommend you guys do as well if you're planning to build a Yufine. As well as the buffs coming up, guys. I think it might be, what is it? It's Tuesday today in Hong Kong. It will be Wednesday tomorrow, and then Thursday. It might be this coming Thursday. There's an update on the buffs in the notes anyway, the stove page. So keep yourself updated on that. Otherwise, I'll probably update you guys on a future video and explain more in details like what's going to happen in the next update. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that Yufine update, that next buff that she's going to get. It's going to be her S2. That's what I heard people's been talking about. It's going to be the S2 is going to be more damaging, and maybe have apply a different effect onto it as well as just normal damage and silence. You know, maybe that silence chance has gone up as well. Maybe she silences like even more chance to silence. But there we go, guys. That is the Yufine debut for you. Definitely level up to level 60, 6-star her, and put your equipment into this beast. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This has been VenomBlade. I will catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.